Yeah. Now today's topic is the financial accounting. So already we have completed with concepts. Today we are going to go with conventions. So in this, again, this is a part of our accounting principle only. So what are the conventions we have? First convention in this one that comes is my voice clear? No, for everyone, just message me. So first one is convention of consistency. What is mean by that one is constant. Simple word I'm writing as constant. So what is that? Constant means here every transaction, every whatever the method we are applying, whatever the method we are following, it is always suggested that you are going to maintain constancy in recording those things. Why such constancy is required? Because we always will be saying from the concepts of our accounting principles that the business is a continuing process. It is nowhere it is going to be doing its activities in 1 year and it is going to go immediately in the next year for a winding purpose. No, it is not going to do so. It is a continuing process. So every activity which is continuing process, we like to go for improving it, we like to go for developing it, isn't it not? So here what happens, the same thing, what is that, we go for doing these kind of a things, we'll try to go for comparing ourselves, our activities, our financial statements with our previous, and we'll like to see whether we have been gone with any kind of a changes. Means mainly we'll go with the improvements. So we are going to go with these kind of things. So that kind of improvements I like to go for it. So these things I want to see it, and I will be. If any changes I have to make it, if I have to go for planning any kind of a thing, so these all things will depend upon how my performance level is all about. So that is what here I'm going to go for doing it. So this is what here, even every organization, it is very quite common that the comparisons are going to make even more better, the comparisons are going to turn out to be better. So comparing is very very important for your development. But I have to compare it means the method which I am recording in the previous year, the transaction should be the same even this year also, no? So 1 year I was maintaining my books in one manner. In the another year, I started maintaining my books of accounts in another manner. Now the last year recording was something else, and this year recording was something else, and still I'm trying to compare between these two things, which are totally different. The preparation or a presentation was turned out to be different, and still I'm trying to compare it. How come it is going to be possible? How come you expect that that is going to give you the good results? So that is what here it is said. What it is says is, if you want to go for a comparisons, if you want to go for development, then follow it. Only one kind of a method. So usually, what kind of a things we are going to have a methods, madam? In the financial statements, everything is the same. No, what is the difference that we have a different kind of a methods? Means we have a few bits of accounts, ma. It's not like total accounting. In that we have a few bits of accounting elements wherein they have options. If they want, they can go for one kind of a method, or else they can go for another kind of a method, something like that kind of options they are going to have it in. That is the reason they say that if you're following one method, like for what is that kind of a things, like a example is like depreciations are there. Depreciations are a different kind of a methods a organization is going to have it. If they want, like usually these kind of a things, how it is going to be like, it all depends upon the accountant. What he finds this is a method actually apt for these kind of a machinery. If he feels like that, then he follows that method. So whatever he is following, he has to be constant. He should follow every year the same method. It's up to his wish. because he knows about the machinery well. So that's why it is up to his wish that whatever the method he wants, he go with it. But the thing is what? He should be constant. So he started one kind of a method. Okay, straight line method he has started. So you should go with the same straight line method until the total machinery he is going to end, or he is going to dispose or sell it off. That is very, very important. But if I'm 1 year, I'm using 1 or 2 years, I'm using straight line method. Suddenly, one more accountant came into that place. He felt that straight line is not suitable. He went for changing the method to the diminishing balance method. Then, and you are trying to compare in the third or fourth year about these two things. Whenever a small kind of expenses also are going to change, then it is going to have effect in a profits and overall profit. That is the reason you should not take chances. And it's not only depreciation, it's also inventory. The recording of inventory also have a different methods, Nana, like LIFO method, FIFO method, simple average, weighted average. We have different kinds of methods and matter. So for that also reason, we say that as because every different method is going to draft a different results, and these kind of things are going to be difficult for us to go for future comparison. So it is always suggest don't take a such kind of a risk. Always, that is the reason, go with one methodology only. So this is all about the convention of consistency, means always have constancy in maintaining any kind of a method. So this is one thing, and the next one in this process comes is convention of disclosure. So nothing is to be hide. Everything has to be disclosed. Why it is so? Why we have to go for disclosing everything? It's my wish and will. Well, whatever I want, I can disclose it. I said this is possible only for those kind of a people who are into the sole trading kind of a business or a partnership. The company kind of a people, they can't go for this kind of a benefit at all, this kind of a benefit, because it is must that they have their own accounting, users of accounting information. So they can they have to reveal each and everything to the users of accounting, because their decision totally depends upon the information which company is providing. So that is the reason their decision is going to rely upon what we are showing as a books of accounts. If I am trying to show hide it something, then definitely those people will not be interested in my company, and if they are not interested in my company, then obviously I may not get a investments which I have to get it. For example, banker దగ్గరే అనుకుందాం. So banker, I am like I'm going for applying some kind of a loan. For some reasons I want a loan. Now, before he gives me a loan, the banker is going to definitely, as a business person, definitely he is going to demand from me my statements. So, as he is demanding my statements, as he is demanding my statements, I have to show it, because if I want a loan, then I have to show my statements. Then only that fair banker is going to sanction me a loan. But somewhere in my books of things, I'm trying to hide something, some information I don't want to reveal. Something I'm trying to hide it. That he understood. Now will he gives me the loan, ma? Definitely he's not going to give me the loan. So there, who is at a loss? Myself. That is what we are going to have at disadvantages. And here, one more thing. For example, one more thing I said, like customer is there. Now, customer also likes to have a full disclosure from the company, because he is the one, the customer is the one from where the company is earning the profits. So, as because he have every right of knowing, he have every right of knowing about the company, because if he does not invest in the form of purchases from me, then I may not have the profits what I'm enjoying. So that is the reason the customer always wants to go for knowing about the details. We have to show it, Nana. We have to show it. So if we are not going to, or we are going to hide it, then definitely it is going to have ourselves. So one best example I always give, and even to the previous classes I have told it so that they can attach with the same example. So I was telling you that 2 years back or 1.5 year back, we have seen like Ashirwad has been, they were telling that these people are going to hide it. Usually, this is one more thing. Like even in the Colgate paste also, when the studies were starting about what kind of material is used for producing the soap, what kind of material is used for making a toothpaste, ఇవి ఎప్పుడైతే రావడం స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయో, they started educating the customers like this kind of a symbol means they are going to use the animal oil, they are going to use herbal things. So which is herbal, which is non herbal, all these things we started. Until then we really do not had a idea about all these things. Yes or no? So these were, as because they were not revealing us clearly, we were blindly purchasing it and we were harming ourselves. But once we got to know it, what happened? Totally most of the customers have started shifting from those kind of a companies. They started stopping purchasing of that company's products. So these has again let a loss to that company only, no? So these nowadays it has become so important. Every company is giving a what kind of a product they are going to produce, what kind of ingredients they are going to have it. Everything they are clearly they are trying to mention it. That is what you can see in every product, my every product, even in the cool drinks or even any consumable products, eatable things also. You will have a list of things what all it is consisting of, what the ingredients they are using, all these things. Apart from that, they even use the percentages also, means how much glucose is consisted in that one, how much fat is consisted in this one, how much carbohydrates are there. Everything is so important. So this is, but we actually we don't take into consideration, we just eat away. But the thing is, it is their responsibility, they are doing it. So this is going to be very important. So that kind, so it, here it's like everywhere, whoever the users are there, it's not I'm only talking about a consumer, I'm talking about every user have every right of knowing all the information. So every information which is going to affect the decision has to be disclosed to them. It is their right. That is one convention. And next one more convention is convention of materiality. So only material facts to be presented. So what is this means, ma? Like this is somewhere we, madam, it is also somewhere matching with the concept, no money measurement concept. Yeah, of course, little bit it is matching with the money measurement concept also. Now, money measurement concept says what, ma? Everything which can be countable in terms of money are only to be taken into consideration. Anything which cannot be countable, which cannot be compared it. Now, one activity I can, like I said, no, every transaction has to be split into two. We should see benefit and the loss of it. So one I can see it, the other one I cannot judge it. So in such case, we just are going to ignore it. So the same thing here also it is going to be applied. But apart from that, it is going to say one more point, Anman. What is that one more point is, it says that anything which is of materialistic in nature and anything which is going to really affect my financial status, those things definitely I should highlight. But any kind of a things which are not going to be uh, effective so much, might be I have incurred those kind of expenses, but it is not adding much value, it is not give, it is not taking away much value, nor adding nor it is taking. So in that kind of a minute expenditures will be there in every organization. So what we have to do, we should, shall we ignore it? So it says better you ignore it, the things which we cannot count it, then better you ignore it. So వాటిని మనం మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ అని అంటాం. అంటే ఎనీథింగ్ విచ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు చేంజ్ మై ప్రాఫిట్ పొజిషన్, then definitely I have to take. But anything which is not going to affect that much my profit, then it says just leave it. It doesn't matter. So that kind of a things. But one more point, what it says is అలా ఇగ్నోర్ చేయాలి అనిపించట్లేదు. కంపెనీ డజంట్ వాంట్ టు బికాస్ వి ఆర్ కౌంటబుల్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ పెన్నీ నో. సో ఇఫ్ ద కంపెనీ డజంట్ వాంట్ టు గో ఫర్ టేకింగ్ అ ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇగ్నోరింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ అన్నప్పుడు హౌ? So it says that then what you do, you combine with a one more expenditure. When you go for, if these cannot be taken represented as a particular element, then you try to mix this one with another element. Then you are going to have some sort of effect, no, some sort of importance, no. So likewise, you just show it. So this is what here we are going to do it. So usually we are going to do in this manner only. For example, like whatever it is, like one second, I'll think about a little examples. What is that? Now, usually what happens, your parents have given you the like what we'll say the picnics, whatever it is, the picnic for the picnic amount, they have given you the pay, some sort of amount they have given you, and they said that the day wherever you want to just go for an outing, for outing purpose, they have given you, let assume they have given you 10,000. It's too much only, but just assume, because I want a one big figure and one small figure. So 10,000 for a day, it's like with your friends only. So you people, your friends, what you have done, you planned for some amusement park, and the amusement park, obviously, they are going to have some sort of things, no, like there will be, the amusement park was like that, wherein you had everything, even including the snacks, foods, and all those things. It was included, and it all included, and it was costing you around some 700 rupees. So within that, throughout a day, you're going to be in that amusement. Sorry, not 7,000. I said about this one, no? 10,000. So for 3 or 4 days, just think about, you people went to stay at one particular place, and you have given to the travel agent, and the travel agent, he costed you around some 7,000 rupees, ma. So 7,000 rupees, that fellow has arranged stay for you. He arranged for, in that 7,000 only, stay, food, then there is sightseeing spaces also. All the things he has arranged you in that 7,000 only. And here in that particular places, if you are going for any kind of a shopping, ante, shopping is on that kind of a things, it's not even for a shopping also. It was just something like a wherein a science kind of fair, wherein you are supposed to attend some kind of what we'll say, some kind of seminar, something you have to attend. So for that reason, you have visited that place and you have to go for it. You will get just a certificate for that one. Something is like that. So that's the reason why I'm telling is like the shopping is cut. So only 7,000, 7,000, in that 7,000, you have to spend everything, whatever that travel agent only is providing you, everything extra, one single penny you are not going to spend on it. So in this process, your snacks, whatever is there, everything is going to be provided that fellow only. Everything is going to be from that particular organization or whoever that fellow is there. Now what happened? Because of some reason, you went when you were coming on the way from seminar to your again your room, you find something interesting and you wanted to eat. So what you have done it? So you people have purchased, you and your friends have purchased something kind of a snack which is costing you some 25 rupees. You have taken it. Now is this 25 rupees is a big cost in the 10,000 amount. Will you tell your mother, your parents, after coming back, the 7,000 is the one which is a total cost you have spent. And in the 10,000, 7,000 is a one which is going to really affect your profit. Definitely, because it is not a small amount. It is a big amount. So in the 10,000, 7,000 is a one which is a huge amount and it is going to affect your profits. So when I say that 10,000 minus 7,000 will be 3,000 left over, I say. But in that meantime, I have taken a 25 rupees something snack. I ate it. Now this 25 rupees, will you cut down from that and you will show that 2,975 rupees as a profit? Will we show it? It doesn't make a sense actually. Overall, we'll just 25 rupees, whatever it is there, out of my pocket, I'll do it. Because I doesn't find this 25 rupees also, should I cut it down from my that amount? Will we find it it's important? We find it's a ignorant amount. What I think you have you are understanding. So what I'm trying to say, what is ignorant amount? So the 25 rupees is the ignorant amount. We just what we'll do, we'll just take it off. But some people will be thinking, Amma, 25 rupees also, why should I take it from pocket money? Again, I'll get in the next month only. 25 rupees కూడా నేను చూపిస్తాను అని అనుకుంటారు. అప్పుడు వాంటలీ వాట్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డూ? So where on the coming back to from the room, wherever the destination room is there, from there, usually you have given a tip of 100 rupees to that room cleaner or whoever it is. So what you are doing, 25 rupees as a snack, it is worthless, it is immaterial. I cannot highlight it, I cannot show it. So what I have done is, I have added the traveling expenses, that is, one is 100 rupees of one more immaterial of paying tip to the fellow. So 100 plus 25, 125. These two expenses I have added to the cab booking expenses, which charged me 200. So total 200 plus 100 plus 25. How much it is? 325. Now 325 is a normal amount? Definitely not. It turned out to be an amount which is going to affect my profit, no? So that's how, when any amount which is going to be not that much important, not a materialistic form, either I have to ignore it. Because 25 rupees I have spent it, okay, I'm ignoring it. No, but somewhere I doesn't like to ignore it. So what I'm going to do it, I'll take this amount, I'll try to add these kind of things together, and I will show as one expenditure, and I'll give a form of materialistic form. So this is a convention of materialistic form. And this example in accounts is your general expenses. Even you will find in the P&L account, isn't it? General expenses. Is the division is given in that one? No, we only say general. General means all the kind of miscellaneous things which we cannot be presented. We just throw it in this one. That is what the example. And the last one in this one is convention of conservatism. So next one is conservatism. This is exactly we'll say, and still we follow in our day-to-day lives. Even our parents will be saying these things, that do not go for thinking over, because suddenly if it is going to flop, it is going to hurt you a lot. This is what it is said. So here in accounting language we say is expect losses and be prepared of it, but not for incomes until received. So here, what it says is, do not get hyper. Even your parents are going to say, ఎక్కువ ఎక్కువ హోప్ చేసుకోకు, ఎక్కువ నీకేదో మంచి జరుగుతుందా, ఎక్కువ ఓవర్గా హైపర్ అవ్వకు, బికాస్ సడన్గా ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ కనుక ఫ్లాప్ అయిపోతే చాలా హర్ట్ అయిపోతామంట. సో అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్, do not go for thinking that, yeah, I will get tomorrow the benefit, I will get the next day tomorrow the benefit, I'll get the next month this kind of a financial benefit. And don't go for preparing for that one, because if you are going to go for thinking about and preparing for that one, then if it is going to fail, then it is going to harm you a lot. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఐ థాట్ ఏదో రేపు లాటరీ వచ్చేస్తుంది, 1 lakh లాటరీ వచ్చేస్తుంది అనేసి ముందుగానే అన్ని, ఒక వెహికల్ అని, ఒక రెఫ్రిజరేటర్ అని, ఒక కూలర్, ఏసీ అన్ని ఆర్డర్ చేసి పెట్టేస్తున్నాను, చేసేసినాను, వచ్చేసినవి కూడా. సో టుమారో ఐ మేడ్ అ ప్రామిస్ ఆఫ్ పేమెంట్, బట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు మై బ్యాడ్ లక్, దట్ ఫెలో సెడ్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ యువర్స్, ఇట్స్ సమ్వన్ ఎల్స్. అంటే ఫస్ట్ వాడు చెప్పాడు కాబట్టి ఇవన్నీ చేశాను, బట్ హీ సెడ్ విత్ స్లైట్ నంబర్ చేంజ్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ గాన్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్. వాట్ హ్యాపెన్, ఐ థాట్ and I prepared. But what happened, as because the failure of it, the burden is totally on myself, no? Unnecessary expenditure I have planned it, no? So that is what it says, that you are not going to go for planning earlier about incomes until you actually receive. If you receive, then you plan, it's well and good. But until it does not come to your hands, please do not think about it. Please do not show in your books of accounts. That is what this conservatism means. Okay. So it says you are going to show in your books of accounts about the income only if you really receive. But what about expenses? No expenses, this rule does not apply. Expenses, it says that tomorrow I have to go, no? Tomorrow I have to earn, no? సో రేపే నేను ఎర్న్ చేస్తాను, రేపే నేను సంపాదిస్తాను, రేపే ఖర్చు పెడతాను అన్నట్టుగా, అంటే బిఫోర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ యూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు గో ఫర్ థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ అ లాసెస్ అండ్ యూ షుడ్ బి ప్రిపేర్డ్ బిఫోర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. Like this one, usually you find your parents, your mother is going to do it. Like I was telling you example, like అన్ని ఇంట్లో, if your father is going to give amount, so in that amount she'll try to go for purchasing groceries, in that amount she'll try to go for purchasing other things, and at the same time she also keeps little bit amount for emergencies. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి, ఈ షీ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దట్ షీ షుడ్ యూ ఆల్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఇన్ ఎమర్జెన్సీస్ విత్ యాక్టివిటీస్. అంటే ఏదైనా ఒకరికి జ్వరము అలా ఏమైనా వస్తే అన్నట్టుగా షీల్ కీప్ సమ్ అమౌంట్, అంటే షీఈ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ యూ ఆల్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ సచ్ థింగ్స్. నో, ఇట్స్ హర్ ప్రిపరేషన్. సడన్‌గా ఏమైనా వస్తే, ఇఫ్ nobody have a fund, at least I can give from that, and whatever the burden is there, we can save from that heavy burden అనే ఒక ఇంటెన్షన్‌తోని చేసేదే ఈ కన్జర్వేటిజం అన్నమాట. సో, అంటే ఏదో ఒక లాస్, ఆ నెగటివిటీ మనం ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నామంటే నెగటివిటీ, వాంటెడ్‌లీ నెగటివిటీ. నో, ఇట్స్ a పాజిటివ్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ వి షుడ్ సీ. That if a loss is going to occur, chances are there, it's not like that it is going to occur. If any kind of a things losses are there, if those kind of a things chances are there, then better go for keeping some amount aside. When you're going to keep aside, then what happens, if really those kind of a loss occurs, you will have a sufficient amount to cover that loss, and that financial year your profit will not have any effects. But let assume you have not maintained it and you suddenly you had those kind of a loss. Then what happens? From the current year profit, you have to take that loss, no? That means current year profit has affected or not. So that is what here conservatism will do is, will make sure that even example, the best example is when we sell the goods on a credit. కస్టమర్స్ ఇస్తారు అనే కదా మనం క్రెడిట్‌లో ఇస్తాము. కానీ ఏదో ఒక రీజన్ వల్ల కస్టమర్ పే చేయకపోతే అనే థాట్ మనకెప్పుడు ఉండాలి. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు చెడు అని కాదు నేనేది. వాడి సిట్యుయేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో మనకు తెలీదు. Suddenly what he will be able to pay it. Might be he got some emergencies wherein our money he has transferred there. It's not like all the time the customer should be like dishonest people. It's the situations also will be there wherein they are going to go for this kind of a non-payments. మరి అలాంటప్పుడు ఐ హ్యావ్ టు ఫేస్ దట్ లాస్, నో? బికాస్ వాడు నాకు డబ్బు ఇస్తేనే నేను నా క్రెడిటార్కి ఇవ్వాలి డబ్బు. వాడికి ఇవ్వలేదు, వాడు నాకు ఇవ్వకపోతే, నేను నా క్రెడిటార్కి ఇవ్వకపోతే వాడు నాకు మెటీరియల్ సప్లై చేయడు. సో సమ్వేర్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ ఇంటర్కనెక్టెడ్. సో వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సెడ్ దట్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్ ఆర్ కామన్ ఇన్ అ బిజినెస్. సో బీ ప్రిపేర్డ్ ఫర్ ఇట్. And if really it occurs, nowhere your current year profits will be affected. You will be always at a safe side. That is what it is all about, conventions. I think you all have understood. So next we are going to go with the next topic, that is about uh, accounting standards. Now, accounting standards, I will tell you. Accounting standards is also interesting, ma. Here what happens, like these one we started recently in 19th century only. It's not beyond that one. అది కూడా 19th century ఎందుకంటే మా, here what happened, previously whatever the business were there, yeah, everyone are present, no? I'm finding no messages even in the inbox. Everyone are present, no? Nobody is doing any message, nothing they're doing. Are you people sleeping? Because it is a very good afternoon. Everyone are near phones only, na? So here, yeah, good. Okay, okay, I understood. Okay. So here accounting started. So why this thing? This is a very new concept, ma. It is just has been come into the 19th century only. So here what is that is like whenever previously the business organizations, whatever the business, manufacturing, everything was there, it was by done by the government sectors only. The public sectors only used to manage everything and matter. It was like they never used to allow the private people to enter into this kind of a field. But in your 10th or 8th or ninth, somewhere you people have learned about industrial revolution of 1848, something like that. So why they were fighting for it? Slowly they started demanding. The private people also wanted to enter into the market because the unemployment issues. If government is not there to give employment, they have to go for self-employment. So these kind of a things they started fighting for it, and they started this kind of a revolution has led in such a manner that slowly the private people started entering into this field, and they started doing these kind of a things, and slowly the government also has led some liberal rules, and they allowed a private people also to enter into this production kind of activities, in the business kind of activities and matter. So that was the first starting of this privatization, wherein it was previously everything was managed by the government sectors, government bodies. Slowly it came to the management in the hands of the private people. Then the government was also happy because the private pay with the permissions which are given to the private sector organizations, the government is also government, the nation's national income is also increasing, the employment unemployment problems are eliminating. So these kind of benefits they started finding it, and slowly they went for liberalization. Means liberalization means they started making whatever the rigid rules were there, slowly they started making them very simple. Means rigid గా ఉన్నప్పుడు అందరూ రారు. So if we make a rules little bit simple, Nana, what happens? Everyone will try to enter into this field, isn't it? So that's what they started giving a liberalized format of these things. So when they started these liberalized rules and regulations, more number of people started coming in. And this liberalization, we were starting even when was we were used to do a business, it was only restricted to their individual countries' boundaries, but because of these liberalization policies, even the countries are also accepting, okay, myself, my company is in my country. Slowly, I wanted to develop. So other country has made their rules liberal. So what they have done it, they permitted me to start my branch at a foreign country also. Likewise, those people are coming into our country. Then we started, then especially in India, we started to see the FDIs in the years of 1955, 60s. At that time, the foreign people are investing in our companies. So these kind of things have made everyone to taste the phase of development. So these things slowly the companies are moving. The companies are moving means what? The people are moving. So a people who used to stay only within their boundaries, slowly people are moving and working somewhere else in the other countries also. This has been so like encouraging for everyone and to develop. So this is the way what happened, the people started moving, shuffling here and there, everything it so became, and this has led to the globalization. And this globalization, slowly the globalization what we used to call, slowly has turned toward itself as global village. What is this my global village? Now, how in the village we are going to have the geographical area is going to be very limited. The movement of people from one corner of the village to the other corner of village becomes so easy. Likewise, it is resembling the world has become a global village. Means the transportation facilities have increased, the restriction policies have been decreased. So many reforms have been made. so that the people started having the work at another area, another countries. They are doing it, people are moving here and there. So these all things has made a globe to be a very small part, because the movement is so easy now. If whatever the means of transportation you're using, it is affordable to everyone. So these kind of a things has made a world to look like a small global village. Now this is okay. Now I said I'm a user. Now I'm interested in knowing about if my investments I'm keeping in foreign country in company, do I have a right of checking the books of accounts of that company or not? Do I have a right of it? So that is what has led the problem, because every country is going to have their own methodology. Now, as because every country is going to have their own methodology, as a user, they should understand it. But somewhere we are finding these as a barrier. So then has led these kind of accounting standards. Standards means what? Ma? Standardization means commonization. So then one international accounting standard committee has formed. So who are will be the committee members? Committee members are the member countries, whoever have interested. Usually the World Trade Organization, whoever are the members, member countries, the same people are here also. Only few people will be not like some people are still rural areas and still they are not developed. So those kind of like Kazakhstan, some kind of countries are there, still they are in the rural part only. So those kind of countries we are going to have it, these kind of a countries wherein they may not have touch with the other countries. But apart from that, most of the worldwide countries are going to be a part of this kind of a committee. Okay, so member countries will be committee. What they will do? First of all, who will be the member? Someone should be there, no, related to it. Now we are talking about accounts, so that means obviously the chartered accountants will be part of it. So every country's chartered accountants, ICW works means cost and works accountants, they will be representing the country and they will be participating in the committee. So here they are going to decide, it's upon to the necessary ma. It's not like every year they're going to have, means it's not like that. Might they go for 6 months only, might they go for 1 year once, or 2 years or 3 years. It's all depends upon the emergency which is required for change. So they will be sitting, they will be deciding, they all will be sitting, member countries all will be deciding on one topic. Okay, this time which one we have to commonize, which thing we have to commonize, so that they are going to discuss it, how it is to be recorded, how it is to be maintained in the books of accounts, what should be the do's, what should be don'ts, all the things they are going to discuss, have a discussions. They'll take a suggestions, they'll take all the required things. Then at the last, by the end of the meeting, they are going to draft neatly the fair thing, how everyone at a one point everyone have agreed that one particular is going to be drafted, and every draft, every copy is going to be given to the member countries. Now that is done with the international accounting committee. Now comes to the individual country. Now example, our country is there. Now, these chartered accountants, ICW accountants, whoever are there, they'll take the draft, they'll come here. Now, first, our Commerce and Trade Ministry will be there. They will submit that one. And then they are going to decide one day and they are going to conduct a meeting. Mari, we have to apply, no? Now, throughout the world, everywhere it should be common. So that's why now we should, now it is the responsibility of chartered accountants and ICW accountants, they should take a responsibility of educating the people. So that's why what they are going to do is, now they, after coming back to them from the meeting, they are going to conduct a meeting with the help of Ministry of Commerce and Trade. So then they all will be there. Who will be in that one? Now who will be in these countries, individual countries? Now obviously those people should be there because they are the people who have come with a draft. Then ministry should be there because they are the people who has to permit, see that whether these things are going to affect our laws, customs or not, because every country is going to have their own customs and laws, isn't it? So that's why these people will be there. Then who are there? Who is doing the business? The business people. So business, the large scale business tycoons will be there, no? So those people and those accountants will be called for the meetings, and then they are going to go for discussing all these things. And anywhere, here standard board, our country's accounting standard board has been set up in 1977, Nana. So these people are going to be very sure. They'll see that they are, whatever they are going to draft it, they are going to present in front of the committee members, no. So among these committee members, they are going to see that our laws, our customs, our business environment, everywhere, whatever we are doing, nowhere it is affected. We'll see it by mistake anywhere. If it is going to be affecting, it feels like something it is affecting, then they'll go for creating one law of a provision. Means if this is going to be the remedy, they are going to decide. Because now it is a commonized, I can't go there and I can't tell that in our country this custom is not helping us to go for it, so we'll change it. We cannot do it, because after accepting only they draft it. So that's why within a country, if any such thing, usually that will not be there, but if any such kind of a law or custom is being disturbed, then they go for providing that provision compulsory. So that provisions we are going to draft it. Aparna, stop. So they are going to have a creation of that one and provision. And then after that, whatever it is that, then they are going to educate the people, especially the accountants. They will educate. These accounting staff members will be there, no? They will educate the people. Like this is the way you have to do it. This is the way you are going to apply it. Everything they are going to clear it in a very clear presentation. So once if they only they are being educated, automatically they are the people who will be applying in the big companies. And once the big companies are applying this methodology, then automatically the big companies are attached with what? Medium scale business. Medium scale is business is attached to what? The small scale business. Small scales are attached with what? The general society people. So this is the way everything is connected, no? So that's why usually first they're going to go with business, big organizations, because big organizations are mostly are spread over not only within the country, even outside the country. That's why the change first, it's there, it is required. So they are going to do it. So likewise, they are going to educate them, and even they'll try to encourage them. The whoever the appropriate authorities are there, they'll encourage them. They'll go for helping them how to present it, how they are going to present the things. So they are going to do all these things compulsory. And if any time they have any kind of a doubts, they'll go for clarifying them in a time to time meetings, time to time requirements. So these all things will be done by the accounting standard boards. So this is the way the accounting standard board works out. So this is how it is all about.